y'all, it's your girl Jay back at it again with the general tarot reading for this full moon in Pisces that's coming up on September 20th. Patreon's getting everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. That's a lot of cards. I'm not taking all that. Just J Everything. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. I hear all the time how the messages resonate in the beginning of the season, and it's different when the new the season comes to an end, or when check your sun, moon, and rising. For daily tarot readings, check out my Instagram, justj_everything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. Hydrate, light it if you got it. We're going in. Because this full moon in Pisces is going to be a banger. Rest up as much as possible. Get cozy. That's why I put this on. It's like, get cozy. Luxuriate yourself. Rest up as much as possible. As soon as possible. I honestly feel like prepare. Try to get ahead of this fatigue that could coming in, or the heaviness that could be coming in. So just like, go to sleep, ho. That's how it feels. Because this is the end of a full lunar cycle. And so there's been a full moon in all the signs since, and things are coming up. There's been a full moon in all the signs, and Pisces is the 12th sign, so the last full moon of this lunar cycle. And there is, what's coming are an end of different cycles in different people's lives, but especially in the realm of your beliefs. I feel like you're going to be able to look back like a year from now and see that there's some like core, not even a year. I'll say like you'll be able to look back we'll say like 6 months from now. 6 months ago, and be able to see like some real core beliefs have changed. And we'll say a year too. There's just some real differences in your beliefs and the unknown, how you process the unknown and your illusions, and also in a cycle in completions. Especially those of you who have been struggling to release something that's been on and off, or someone that's been in and out and in and out, or something, a connection that's been hot and cold, and really confusing, or undefined in some way. This is a great full moon to do some sort of ritual or ceremony, or really just make some sort of decision to really release. This is a great full moon for cutting the cord, like letting it go for real. What came through, the line that came through was call in holistic completion. Call in holistic completion. And it wouldn't be right if I didn't hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. I want to read 28 degrees Pisces because that is where this full moon is occurring at. Here we go. Elias Lonsdale describes the 28th degree of Pisces as a horde of monkeys chattering. Possession by local spirits is mischievous, playful fashion. Possession by local spirits in mischievous, playful fashion. Cast into the abyss. Dumped out of status and specialness. And made to be hyper-receptive to whatever is moving here. An abandoned center. Karmically sacrificed to learn both humility and the lesson of the street. The state of the mind, random, chaotic, inspirational, capricious, given to every kind of spirit passing through. Sorely troubled, yet fantastically out of touch. A regressive loop with powerful emanations. The feeling is that something must be done and that this will require a change of heart. But you got to go deep. And it takes a whole lot of desperation to turn this one around. Woo! It takes a whole lot of desperation to turn this one around, y'all. This is not a fucking game. Some of you are desperate to break cycles. And I just want to give a sign to those people. There are those people who are needing a sign or a message or something. What are the cycles that are needing to be broken? What are the cycles that we are desperate to break, but just looking for the tools for? Some of us are just don't realize that we don't have the tools, or don't know where to find the tools to really break ourselves free. King of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Sun, and the Seven of Wands. 9 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Damn, with the Emperor. 9 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So, the blindfold is coming off. Things are really coming to light, and the resources, the tools, I just asked for the tools. Once you really are willing to take the blindfold off and see everything for what it is, you're going to see that you have everything that you need to really establish this new relationship, to really create a new relationship with masculinity, with fatherhood, with maybe that your father, with an Aries, or authority. Some of you realizing you have everything that you need in order to dive into some sort of entrepreneurship, but you're really needing to be willing to look at your relationship to your physical and spiritual energy. How are you using your time? How are you harnessing your energy? Do you have what it takes to self-motivate, to really stay on track of things and get yourself to be a provider in the making? I do feel like there are some connections to people with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements, or there is like a connection to superficiality that needs to be addressed. There is maybe an evolution in your relationship to money, understanding the energy of money and what it really can do for you versus hungering for a specific kind of flex. There needs to be this moving past, moving on from anything that feels surface or anything that's superficial. Some of you may be moving past someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. There may be those of you who are, if you yourself have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Cancer placements, you're really needing to prioritize integrating these harsh lessons so that you can acquire this financial stability for yourself. I feel like there's something about financial stability and no one's going to do it for you. You're required to get in motion. Some of you need to do the responsible thing and like buy a car, or like fix up the car, or change the tires on the car, or like a lot, something like that, whatever it is, however that is for you. But it's also is tapping into your willpower. There's a lot of like, we're getting into this, the autumnal equinox, and next thing you know, winter is coming. Winter is fucking coming. And with winter coming to light, or coming soon, summer, the lessons of summer that are to be integrated in order to overcome these obstacles, those lessons are really starting to hit, to like come to light. There may be something coming to light with somebody with Leo placements, or someone that you have a child with, or someone with Aries or Sagittarius placements. I do feel like The sign is, if it feels surface, see what you can do to make it go deeper. And if it can't go deeper, then you move accordingly. Don't stay in situations being polite. Don't stay in situations because of the financial stability. Like, that shit is fleeting, and there are things coming to light about how to get yourself out of any kind of situation financially that you don't want to be in. There may be, please clarify the Chariot. Actually, please clarify the Chariot, because we got time. We here. I'm not gonna let this be super long, but I love y'all. So, ooh, please clarify the Chariot. The Ten of Pentacles. I picked it up like sideways. So for some of you, I do feel like this is about financial victory. And some of you, I feel like, are dealing with people because they provide some sort of stability for you. That may be financially, or that may be overcoming issues in your living situations, overcoming issues with landlords. This could be some sort of promotion or gift or something of value being given to you that helps you get in motion, that helps you move forward, that helps you achieve some sort of success that really wants to come in and get you more vulnerable so you can get out of defense mode, and so that you can start really leaning more on your spirit and less leaning on your logic. Please clarify the Sun. I do feel like, though, that there is going to be a lot of success that's coming in. And the Four of Pentacles, clarify the Sun. See these spheres? So that makes me think of the Five of Pentacles. So there may be some sort, King of Swords at the bottom of the deck again. So this may be something about closing out boundaries, closing out issues, like really closing out chapters, especially closing out chapters with anybody that's been mean or restrictive or controlling over you. Maybe dealing with the fact that people have some sort of control over you, and needing to rectify that within yourself. Some of you, I feel like there is someone with Leo, Aries, Sagittarius placements that's helping you let go of something old, some sort of outdated foundation, some outdated belief. I do feel like there's some sort of grudges that are being held between people that have children or have conceived, and there is this releasing. There's like a bringing to light of the grudges that are being held on to. There is a coming to light about children, maybe, secrets possibly being revealed. Either way, there is something about, some of you have been holding on to this lack mentality or a scarcity mentality since you were a child, maybe because you grew up without money, or you saw your parents or your caregivers be really like frugal, and it's made you really, really frugal. And so there is some, maybe some with Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements that may not have the funds for something, or they just may be like really stuck in a lack or scarcity mindset. And I feel like anywhere in your life where you are clinging to something, it's coming to light. And it's coming to light so that you can really get out of defense mode and get yourself into a situation where you don't have to have your defenses up, or you don't have to be in a position where you're being opposed. Are there any blockages? Let's see. Please show us, in light of this full moon, are there any blockages? The Page of Wands and the High Priestess. Wow, with the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. The blockages are, we have been in a point of denying the uprising of the spiritual power. There is like a personal power that's being given from the divine feminine energy within you, regardless of how you identify. This is the last cycle of the moon, Luna. The final completion of this lunar cycle. And there have been new relationships with ourselves and with our spirit that we have been delaying or putting off. And the blockages have been these new relationships with ourselves, these new relationships with our spiritualities. Maybe a new relationship with someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces placements. But it also could be, the blockage could be us prioritizing romantic relationships over your spirituality, prioritizing yourself over your spirituality, prioritizing this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Cancer over your spirituality, maybe putting your mother or spiritual figures' desires before yours. Some of you are initiating. Oop, my screen just like flashed when right as that came to me. Some of you are trying to like initiate into some sort of spiritual group or a coven, and the demands are very high. And so there is this blockage, I feel like, because you haven't had the time, and the reward is coming. The reward is coming. But everybody wants the public success and recognition, but it's like everybody wants to be famous, but no one wants to put the work in. And putting the work in is the shadow work. It's asking yourself the hard questions. It's taking accountability. It's really digging deeper, observing where you've learned these behaviors from, doing the uprooting to unlearn certain behaviors that no longer serve you, to unlearn certain trains of thought, to unlearn certain emotional responses, certain verbal responses. What don't we see coming? Let's see. I like this. This is feeling good. What don't we see coming? What don't we see coming? I'm going to pull that, and then I got another question. What don't we see coming, please, for this Pisces full moon, September 20th, 2021? Please show us. Woo! Alrighty, and what is this? What's the main thing that this full moon in Pisces is closing out? Please show us. What is the main completion? Whoa. All right. What we don't see coming is fun, is a new beginning. There may be somebody with Aries or Aquarius placements that's coming in. What we don't see coming is the fact that we have been dealing with this, and now we finally get to do this. Shed this dead weight and travel light. Your spirit starts to feel lighter because we are being forced to deal with this. We're being forced to, in order to move forward, to encounter the dark, to encounter the shadow. Because once we get the shadow in check and on board, that is how we propel ourselves forward. That is how the triumph comes in. That's how the victory is won, is by looking at our dark side and not being afraid to go deeper, not being afraid to just fucking face the shadow, whatever it is. And every time it's like a layer and another layer. There's always more shadow to peel back. But it's that period of real integration. Once you've done some of this deep digging within yourself and within your flaws or mistakes or poor choices that have been made, once you really start to unpack it, things get aligned, and that's how you move forward. So, in order to move forward successfully, stop perpetrating. Stop trying to flex and like make it look like you've got it all figured out. Stop trying to teach people things about shit that you've never been through. It's like stuff is coming organically. The people that are supposed to be where they're going, like everybody's gonna be where they're supposed to be. And it's not about surface, it's not about visibility, it's not about what things look like, it's not about the aesthetic, it's not about anything but purely what the divine is revealing to you. And what it's revealing to you on a regular basis is not always revealed in the physical world. It's revealed to you often in the spiritual, in the divine, in the wee hours at night, in your gut. It drops into your body. And Instagram doesn't have a filter for that shit. So there is this, wow, this evolution, this ending, this parting of the darkness. And you get to really, really invest in a brand new opportunity, in this brand new period of manifestation, an influx of physical, spiritual, sexual energy, and someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius placements possibly coming in. You get to really move forward. What we don't see coming is that we get to move forward. And the ultimate completion that we get out of this is the Lovers reversed. Autonomy. Some of you, there's a breakup. Some of you need to break the fuck up. You know who you are. And I just punched you in the gut when I said that. I'm sorry. I love you. But that's what this is about. This full moon in Pisces is the end of a lunar cycle, an end of an emotional, spiritual, sexual cycle. You need to honor endings, no matter how hard they are. Honor what you know needs to end. And if you aren't willing to end it, at least be willing to put in the work. At least be willing to put in the work to bring in and to establish a metamorphosis, some fucking evolution. Be willing. Shape up or ship the fuck out. I don't know who that's for. I love you. I'm sorry, but that's really what it is, because some of you have been stuck in toxic loops romantically for a while, and some of you have been stuck with like no new friends, isolating yourselves, keeping yourselves from romantic relationships, keeping yourself from intimacy, keeping yourself from sex, keeping yourself from friendship. Keeping yourself from really communicating in an intense, like in a real way. Keeping yourself from showing yourself. And some of you have been really keeping shit on the surface. That full moon in Pisces is not going to let that shit happen. It's stripping away that surface shit. It's stripping away the small talk. It's stripping away the fear, the insecurity, the illusions. So you can establish a new foundation, so that you can get really, really comfortable with the balancing of your divine and of your physical. You can get comfortable with the balancing of the physical and spiritual embodiment of the divine masculine and feminine. Mercury's getting ready to retrograde, and so y'all gonna have to get patient. Alrighty. Any other messages for this full moon in Pisces? Ask what we don't see coming. So the blockages. Please clarify the Fool, actually. Please clarify the Fool. What we don't see coming without being the Fool. It was a Two of Swords reverse. Yeah, some of you have been keeping yourself in a place of indecision. Some of you have been going back and forth. Uranus is now retrograde in Taurus, and I feel like you have, like, the blows aren't going to be all crazy. So now you can really, like, take a leap. You can start getting more calculated about the risks that you want to take. Don't be afraid to take the risks. Now just do the research. Because I feel like there are times coming up, all these retrogrades are coming to an end and things are moving really forward. And you can absolutely, interesting how this looks, you can move forward. You can leap into a financial come up, going from the Four of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. If you take some risks, some financial risks, you can really come up. But they need to be calculated. They need to be smart. You don't have like a job, don't go like buying crypto or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, pay attention, make some fucking good choices. I also feel like there is something about like you taking the risk is going to activate your faith, and your faith gets activated by way of challenges. And that challenge may come in form of your relationship to money, your relationship to prosperity, your cybernetic settings about your abundance and how much you think that you're worthy of making is going to come up. Really a need to release your outdated beliefs about money, your outdated financial glass ceiling that you've set for yourself is coming up so you can break through it and really get comfy. But risk movement is involved. You may want to get away. You may want to go on a trip. You may want to do whatever it is. It's just like you're not seeing it clearly. The fun, the autonomy, the spontaneity, it's all a part of the abundance. Tower and Tower and Justice reverse. So there's definitely this Mars Libra axis is being very highlighted right now. Mars is in Libra. Mars is in Libra until October. And Mars is getting ready to oppose. It's funny, both Mars cards are out. Is getting ready to oppose Chiron in Aries. So there is a lot of let go or be dragged type energy. Shout out Rev Fam. Quietest Revolution. That's one of my favorite quotes by her. Let go or be dragged. The universe is like, let go of it, release it, do your work to really let go and acknowledge what isn't for you. Acknowledge what you're truly worth so you're not holding on, so you're not clinging to things just because they were comfortable or just because they were there. Be willing to make different decisions. Because there are some big changes that are coming during this Libra season especially. And this is like a clean start, a clean slate that I feel like we get to experience. Please clarify the Lovers reversed. Those of you, there may be somebody with Gemini or Virgo placements that I feel like, I just heard you lost that loving feeling play in my head. Someone may be turning away, or there may be a breakup, or there may be some sort of trip, or something may happen on a trip, some kind of secret or sadness or argument may happen on a trip. Yeah, and you may be, I feel like some of y'all are in relationships and y'all been together for like a decent amount of time, but it's like you feel alone in your relationship already. Dead that. Stop that. And stop saying, oh, but we have kids. Like, seriously, if my parents stayed together, just because I was a kid, like, oh my God, my life would have been so much worse if they had stayed together. Like, please stop playing yourself with that shit. Learn how to fucking communicate and co-parent with people. Don't keep yourself in a miserable situation because you are inadvertently and subconsciously teaching your child to sacrifice themselves and to make themselves small for the sake of some social construct that a child needs two parents in a household. No, we all need a village. It takes a fucking village. It takes a village. I have my sign, my It Takes a Village sign right here. Shout out to Amber and Petty. But there's some traditions, some dogma that's coming up to be acknowledged. Some outdated ways of thinking, some traditions that need to be explored. Some of you are talking about marriage, or some of you are talking about different kinds of commitment or different attachment or relationship styles, monogamy, polyamory, hierarchical polyamory, solo polyamory, or just being single. Some of y'all just are like, I'm tired of all this stuff. I just want a band. I just want it to be me and you and blah, blah, blah. It really is up to you. Some of you are like, oh, I want to marry that person that makes me feel weak in the knees or whatever it is. There may be somebody with Taurus, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius placements that's coming up that you want to commit to. I feel like those of you who are in situations where you kind of like want to break up, there are inequalities that need to be acknowledged. And the ones that need to break up, it's like you in the situation, you know your ass shouldn't be in this situation anymore. And it's time to get out of this mindset and out of this turbulent way of thinking so that you can receive new information from the divine. And that new information, that insight, that truth is that you need to cut this trauma bond. I love you. All right. Final message, final insight for this full moon in Pisces, happening on September 20th. Wow, the 9 of Cups, yes. Oh, with the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, y'all. I can't make this shit up. Understand that there are levels to this shit. The closing of this chapter, of this cycle, is going to bring some really, really great stuff in Aries season, because in Aries season, we get back to prioritizing the self, because 1 + 1 makes 2. And you being the whole version of yourself puts you in a position to be loved for your whole self, to experience a holistic, new, fresh kind of togetherness. But you got to master the 9 of Cups before you really, really know what to do with the 10 of Cups on a long-term basis. You know what I mean? You've got to have a sustainable relationship with your goddamn self before you expect the divine to give you this relationship with this person that you're supposed to grow and change and evolve and die 1,000 times with. And it's like you're still trying to get over your freaking Jinko phase. You're still trying to forgive yourself for gauchos. You know what I mean? It's like you are needing to honor your own phases. Be able to like love yourself holistically. And then once you really, really do that, stop trying to like heal and grow with other people. You can do that on your own as well, you know. And there's going to come a time, and I feel like some of you who have been alone and really, really like learned a lot about yourself, you've really like mastered your independence in a new way. You're able to do some emotional inventory and really see how far you've come back. And there are opportunities for new relationships, for new kinds of togetherness, for new definition of success, for your new dream to come in. After a long period of a lot of fucking rain. But it's like all that rain just was making this fertile soil. And you've been, you know, just like stuck thinking, oh, it's just nothing but rain. Is all this rain? Is just all this rain? And it's just like, no, you haven't been able to have the foresight to see that the way was being paved before you, for you. So, in Pisces, look at that, Sun in Pisces, King of Cups. This is the blindfold is coming off. And we are leveling up in our emotional maturity and our wisdom and our values and our morals so that we can relate to each other on a healthier playing field, so that we can learn how to fill our cups so we're not dependent on other people to fill our cups, and we can actually like get shit done and like ascend and like move and break these barriers and like, you know, like dismantle this tyrannical government. All right, I love you.